All right, guys. I think most of you guys have already known about the anatomy of the larynx and the parts of the larynx. Okay. So if we're saying that the larynx has three parts, that's the nasopharynx, which is opposite the nasal cavity, the oropharynx, which is opposite the oral cavity, then the laryngopharynx, which is down. Okay. What are the differences between these parts? All right, which is a very good question. So in a tabular form, differentiate the various parts of the pharynx from one another. All right, I told you guys nasopharynx opposite the nose, oropharynx opposite the oral cavity, laryngopharynx is deep in the trachea. Okay, so these differences we'll be talking about them like how will I say it? Okay, based on this, based on location, based on extent, based on communication, like it should be arranged. Okay, so when we talk about it, it is something that we are going to look at there to see. So based on location, nasopharynx is behind the nose, oropharynx is behind the oral cavity, laryngopharynx is behind the larynx. Okay, so I already marked this behind the nose, behind the oral cavity, behind the larynx. Okay, based on extent, we say that nasopharynx extend from the base of skull to the soft palate. Okay, base of skull to the soft palate. Okay, now you can see it is colored brown. Okay, and how about oropharynx? We say that oropharynx takes off from there, from the soft palate to the epiglottis. All right, soft palate to the epiglottis. Okay, and how about the laryngopharynx? It takes off from the epiglottis to the lower border of the cricoid cartilage. Okay, right, from epiglottis to the lower border of the cricoid cartilage. Okay, so I think we have been following up. So the communication now, since the nasopharynx is opposite the nose, anteriorly it communicates with the nose, and inferiorly it continues at the oropharynx. Okay, so inferiorly it communicates with the oropharynx. Okay, there about the oropharynx. Anteriorly, since it is opposite the oral cavity or opposite the mouth, anteriorly it communicates with this oral cavity, and inferiorly it continues at the as the laryngopharynx. Okay, then the laryngopharynx, since it is behind the larynx, you see that anteriorly it communicates with the larynx, superiorly it was a communication of oropharynx. Okay, then inferiorly it continues as the oesophagus. Okay, so I've made a lot of progress. This is a nasopharynx, oropharynx, laryngopharynx. So nasopharynx is opposite the nose, oropharynx is opposite the oral cavity, laryngopharynx is opposite the larynx. Okay. So now we're talking about based on innervation, epithelium, and function. So innervation of nasopharynx is pharyngeal branches of pterygopalatine ganglion. Okay. Innervation of oropharynx is glossopharyngeal nerve and vagus nerve. Okay. The innervation of laryngopharynx is glossopharyngeal nerve and stiff vagus nerve. Okay. Then about the epithelial lining, nasopharynx is by ciliated columnar epithelium. Oropharynx is by stratified squamous non-keratinized epithelium. Laryngopharynx too is the same epithelium as oropharynx. So nerve supply of oropharynx and laryngopharynx is the same thing. Okay, they're about the function. Nasopharynx is opposite the nose, so it's passage of air. And oropharynx is opposite the mouth, so it's still passage of air and food. But laryngopharynx is deep down, so it's only for passage of food. Right? So logically we reasoned everything out. All right. So differences between the various parts of pharynx. Okay, so that's it, guys. I'll see you guys in the next tutorial. Bye for now.